Hello everyone, I am Richard Neo. Welcome to our Global South Views channel on geopolitics. In this video, we delve into the critical question, can the US and China jointly broker peace? In the Palestine-Israeli and Russia-Ukraine conflicts, the world is witnessing two major conflicts in two regions. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has been ongoing for almost 2 years now, with greater devastating effects to Ukraine and its Western backers than to Russia. The Palestine-Israeli conflict has been ongoing for almost 2 months now, resulting in what the UN Security Council President, China, described as not just a humanitarian crisis, but as a crisis of humanity in Gaza. We need to put an immediate end to these two major, but avoidable conflicts that bring disastrous consequences to the whole world. But who qualifies to be the honest broker? Let us start with India as the possible peacemaker. India is home to 1/6 of humanity, the 5th biggest economy and the biggest democracy with a long, rich civilization. India had been playing a leading role as the voice of the South since as far back as the 1951 Bonn Conference. However, over the last decade, the global South had been disappointed by India's ultranationalistic, erratic foreign policies, which seemed to be transactional and self-serving, rather than for the common good of the global South, which India claims to represent. India no longer has the same traditional trust of the global South, and is not a permanent 5p5 member of the UN Security Council, UNSC. Any peace initiative it proposes may be vetoed at the UNSC. Thus, India is not a suitable peace mediator. As for France and the UK, they do not have enough international clout to force a ceasefire, manage peace negotiations, implement and enforce the subsequent peace agreements. Thus, the US and China remain as the two likely candidates to qualify as peacemakers. Notwithstanding the US open and persistent support for Israel, the US has to be an indispensable party in the peace process. No other country except the US has the ability to persuade Israel to accept any peace initiative that the US agrees to. Lastly, we have China, with its avowed pledge on non-interference in the internal affairs of sovereign states. China has a few peacemaking track records to its name, the most recent of which was the rapprochement, brokered by Beijing, between Sunni Saudi Arabia and its bitter adversary Shiite Iran. It may be the height of irony, but the world has no choice but to accept the realpolitik of two adversarial superpowers of the US and China as our honest brokers to broker peace in this world. These two countries, by themselves, can prosper or destroy the entire world with their actions or inactions. Besides, only they have the political, economic, military, and diplomatic clout to initiate, implement and enforce a new era of peace in these two regions in conflict. But these peace negotiators need to act fast, as the small window of opportunity for peace is fast disappearing. Let these superpowers help put an end to the needless killings. For the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, a two-state solution based on the pre-1967 borders is the only viable, long-term solution. This solution has the official backing of the permanent 5p5 veto-wielding members of the UN Security Council, including the US and China. In Eastern Europe, the Russia-Ukraine conflict continues to escalate. Russia's annexation of the Crimean Peninsula in response to the Western-backed coup against then-Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych in 2014, the battles in Donbass, and now territorial claims threaten to destabilize the region further. Could a revisited 2015 Minsk agreement, signed between Kyiv and Moscow in Belarus, and which was brokered by Germany and France, be the solution? The G2 major global powerhouses can play a pivotal role. As honest brokers, with their combined diplomatic influence, they can mediate, underwrite, and ensure that peace agreements are not only signed, but also respected. That the greatest stumbling block is the almost insurmountable differences between these two superpowers themselves. Yet, there is a glimmer of hope. As long as these superpowers refrain from saying one thing and doing another. That is the end of this video. Please click like and subscribe for more of our videos. You may also send us your comments on this video and suggestions for future videos. This is Richard Neo thanking you again. Goodbye.